And welcome everyone. Gabe the Izzard here. I am at the North Little Rock Skate Park, about to walk up the Emerald Park Trail. It really doesn't start here, but you can get up there from here. And I'm about to do it. As you can see, there is a playground and a parking lot and a skate park all right there. This is also part of the Arkansas River Trail, which is right here, which is a bicycle and pedestrian trail. There's where the street punks do their skating, and we are going to walk past that and run on over there. So, go ahead, tag along. This is the Riverview Skateboard Park here on River Road, which runs parallel to the Arkansas River in North Little Rock. And we're going to do a short walk up Paul Duke Drive. You can go that way on the river walk trail. It leads to Burns Park. But we're going to head up this way and catch some switchbacks that lead up to the backside of Fort Roots, an old army fort from back in the day, World War I to you and me, maybe even before that. You know you're making it to the entrance when you pass this large carved rock. And they have these little stanchions. This will be the entrance. Now you can walk up this paved road and it will go into the backside, but it is closed for vehicles. So you have to come in on the path, the footpath. And this is going to be a pretty good steep incline. Probably going to be I don't know, 500 foot elevation, maybe more. Maybe I can dig up those facts and give them to you later. This will be the biggest incline along this walk. All you have to do is get to the top of the hill, and it's fairly flat, and then there's a set of switchbacks that bring you down on the other side of the mountain. And this used to be a really nice manicured road, but it's been washed out a lot, and it's heavy traveled with bikes and foot. Coming up to the second of the switchbacks. Starting to get a little elevation.
Okay.
Fort Roots is a veterans hospital now, and it has some short and long-term care facilities, and sometimes you can find some questionable characters, but they can be pretty cool too. So heading up to the third switchback, and this road has really been eroded since the last time I was on it, which it's been a while back. This shale, you can see it's just been eroded away. Onward and upward. You can kind of catch glimpses. There's the old Alltel headquarters, now Verizon, and I think Arkansas Blue Cross Blue Shield. But it's starting to get a little elevation as we make this fourth switchback. The spacing in between the switchbacks are a little closer. We are getting that elevation going, as with that heart rate. Switchback number 5, and this one here has a good bit of incline on it. And here is some of the erosion that's taking place. Would hate to get your tire off in there. You do need a good mountain bike for this. You do not want to come down here on a regular old street 10 speed. Switchback number 6. Whew. And then 7 is coming up. It looks to be a drainage, an old drainage, no longer in use. Heard a little hooping and hollering. Don't know where that's coming from. And I can say this, that piece of drainage pipe is doing 0 good. What's the point? What is that, number 7? And here we go. We got a little bit of asphalt and a pretty good straightaway. If it were a little bit further into fall, you could probably peek through and see the river there. You can see a little bit right there. Going up a little bit more. So it looks like that's the top right there, but the path is right here. And looking through the trees, still some pretty good scenery. And then we got some of these guys right here, some honeybees getting some pollen. Up the path. You do have to watch for mountain bikers barreling through here, because this is a mountain bike path as well. And I'm keeping my eyes out for the snakes. And we are 14 minutes in, and you have a glimpse of the state capitol in the background and a pretty good view of downtown. And watch your head for these low-laying power lines. And this is bringing us up and out of this section of the trail. And over here is the historic Fort Roots. And we're going to go on the pave section. Trail will pick up shortly. There's a couple benches here that really open up to this spectacular view of Little Rock. right there in the river below. And it is a steep drop off right here. One step, you are down. There's the Riverdale area right down there. There's this sign that says dangerous cliffs, do not cross this point, and then right past that point is a overlook bench. And more of the riverfront, Old Altel, and then out in the distance, Pinnacle Mountain. We wait a couple more hours, we could catch a sunset. I'm not sure what all of these buildings are used for anymore. If some are used for offices, some are used for classrooms, some might even be used for residents. But some pretty nice big homes. Good bit of the rest of the way is going to be on this paved path. You can also get to Emerald Park by way of Pershing Boulevard. It will come up the hill up by Pulaski Technical College, and it has a parking lot there. But we're going to be making a loop, not a out and back. So we're just going to follow this until we reach the mountain bike trail down the hill. And there's the great views all along the way. View after view. And we'll be making our way to the top of the quarry, which directly below us to the south is the river trail. We're just going to keep on heading to the west. A great shot of Pinnacle Mountain, the Big Dam Bridge, and Interstate 430. You can kind of see the parking lot below down there. That is parking for the river trail. And it's a pretty good bluff right here. There's several little offshoots where you can walk off and grab a piece of a cliff for an overlook. Enter at your own risk. So we decided to do one of the little offshoots here. And here it is. A great view of the river and Rebsman Golf Course right down there. It's 100% worth it taking one of these little offshoots and catching a good view. But the trail is this paved section. A lot of these buildings on the Fort Roots complex were built in the early 1900s, but then there are newer ones that they built with that older style and the materials, like the red brick. So it might look like it's 100 years old, but it could possibly be 20 years old. They've added a lot of buildings over the last 2 decades, as with these solar paneled covered parking. They didn't have that in the early 1900s. I do have to say, most of this trail is shaded. Very good shade. And it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Here's another little switchback offshoot. And this is going to be at the start of the quarry. You should have a fence up, and you used to be able to walk the fence line, and so that's what I want to try to do. So I'm going to walk through here, try not to trip and fall over the edge. Here's the path. I'm gonna walk this out to this little offshoot. I'm telling you, if you see one, take it, because it just appears out of nowhere. And then here you are. Another breathtaking view. And a view of the river trail down below. And then you can also get to that point right over there. I don't know if we'll make it over there, but you can get to it. So I'm just going to stay on the edge and take this path. And it'll keep us along some pretty cool little overlooks. A lot of graffiti up here, which I'm not fond of graffiti, no matter, how cute it looks. It's not really cool. But this is the opening of the quarry right down here. And this little ridge path continues. So I would say get off the beaten path, or the paved path, and get on this path. It's the path leading into the quarry. And the quarry is this little cove right in there. We'll be walking down the hill right over on that ridge. Got back on the pavement. You're gonna walk up till we get to the little cliff path again. I will say there are no blazes on this trail, on the paved trail or on this off-beaten path trail, but it would be almost impossible to get lost up here, because you will have a fence that will not let you get into Fort Roots. So you'll have to kind of follow along in an orderly fashion. And plus you can be right here by you see where the river is, so you know kind of which direction you should be taking. And it is dangerous. This is a sheer drop off. So do be careful. So there's the quarry, and you do get to a point where there's a fence and you must go around the fence. But there is a path that leads all the way down that ridge line to that little spot right there. Good spot to watch the sunset. But when you reach this point by the fence, you are able to go around the fence right here and keep on walking. The actual path is just straight there. Up and over. And there's the path. jumping back on the paved path till we get up there to the top of the quarry and check out that overlook. Just for a little bit of history, this quarry was actually named Big Rock, and this was the largest rock outcropping that La Salle, the French explorer, saw coming up the Arkansas River. And in Little Rock, where the Junction Bridge is where the Little Rock was, Le Petit Rock. This was Le Grande Rock. So the Big Rock and the Little Rock. That's where Little Rock gets its name. This big outcropping that we're on right now. Pretty interesting to know that it's flat on the Arkansas River until you get to this point in Pulaski County. And here's the offshoot and the fence, and we'll walk up here. This is the rim of the quarry. This was all rock that was taken out at one point in time. And we have this little footpath right next to the fence. But like I say, sheer drop off right there. There have been people that have fallen from these cliffs and died. That's why this fence is up here. Although people have hopped the fence and put graffiti on there. This is the quarry. You can see that the asphalt path and the fence kind of run parallel. So enjoy at your own risk. All right, gonna get back on the paved section till we make it over here. I did want to show you, if you're on this paved section, there is a fork in the road, and I wanted to let you know where this fork goes. So we're on the asphalt section right now that we've been walking on from the start of this walk. And it comes to this fork right here. To the right will take you to Emerald Park parking lot that is located by Pulaski Tech. This continues the trail, which will take us down the hill, down to the Arkansas River Trail. And then, as I said, this is the direction from which we came. And the cliff is right behind this berm, and you can get to it by either way. So, heading this way. So this is the direction from which we've been walking, and this is a trail that takes us down to the Arkansas River Trail. But we are going to go this way and go out to that rock jetty that I had pointed out earlier. And here's a lookout gazebo right here. So just keep following this till the end of the pavement, and then just keep on going. And this is the view from the gazebo. We were standing over there earlier. After a quick little hike up this little incline, it starts a pretty steep descent to the point. And then we'll just have to make our backtrack because there's not a way to get back. It's a one-way in, one-way out right here. Somebody's shooting fireworks. Okay, there are no signs that say do not come down here. But this is an enter at your own risk. Steep drop off here. Fairly steep drop off there. You would survive maybe the one to the right. Pretty steep and some loose rocks. It's a pretty funky little trail. And then you have to kind of shimmy down and traverse this little washout. Whatever you do, don't look down. It's not near as treacherous as you might think it is. Of course, I don't know how the camera makes it seem. But I mean, it is, you know, if you have a fear of heights, you might just go, ugh. And look, there's people down there taking pictures, probably engagement pictures or some kind of ridiculousness. Going down some more. Some graffiti on the rocks. We're going down there. Getting out here into the very narrow spot. Heard some geese cackling in the background. My sidekick, partner, and wife is going to hold up at the colorful rocks back there. I just want to make it down here to these. This is the very end. These are the extremely colorful, so I guess I need to make my way down there and I'll look up. But here's the point view right here. Rebsman Park Golf Course, Pinnacle Mountain, and then that's Burns Park right over there. Burns Park Golf Course right down there. And then this is a steep way back. All right. I got less than an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and book it back up and back down the trail. I'll keep you posted along the way. But here is the rock art graffiti here at this point. And one last view before we head back into the woods. All right, I definitely got to say, you get your heart beating on the way up because it's a lot steeper than you think. Going down, it's fairly easy, but coming back up, use your hands some too. But it's all downhill and flat from here. All right, so coming from the gazebo, you just bear left. If you're coming from Emerald Park, you kind of switch back and go right. And it starts the downhill. You do have to kind of watch for mountain bikers because this is a mountain bike trail. And yield to them on the way up. Whoo! Going down. All right, reaching the first switchback. I gotta say, if you're on a mountain bike, this is the way to come up, because the links in between switchbacks are really long and a slow grade up. It's not a real steep like the other one. So if you're on a mountain bike, I would say to come up on this west side and then go down on the east side. The views aren't as spectacular, but you do have a little bit poking through the trees. If it was fall, probably would be able to see through a little bit more. But still on the second, just after that first switchback, and still walking, and it's pretty flat. You can see there's someone down there on the next one. Pretty flat. Coming up on the fifth switchback, and it's more the same. Nice grade, and we can tell we're getting a little bit closer to river level. And as you can see, the path is fairly smooth for a foot or a tire. A few deer running through right there. Getting super close after about 7 switchbacks, and this seems to be the roughest section on this part. The grade isn't bad, but the getting up these first 2 switchbacks is the roughest with rocks. But there is if you look, you can find a kind of a smoother path, but you're still going to be fighting rocks. And we're coming out of the trail, so it's marked here, Emerald Park. We're going to be heading to the left, which is east, back to the riverfront park. If you were to go to the right, this leads to the boat ramp at Burns Park. So we're going to head east, and it's funny because right over here is the old, well, I say old, there was an old path right up here, so you'd be zooming along on your bike and then shoot up right there, and you can ride up that little path and be up out of the way of everyone. All right, heading east. I gotta say, if you don't love Arkansas's beauty, you're probably an idiot, or just have no taste in beauty. And along the trail, it's the gateway to Hades. It's a little gazebo. In this area, used to have a lot of barges that would come and attach, especially when this quarry was in operation. They would take the rocks, put them on the barges, float them away. That's why you get a lot of this. So, you tie a rope onto that. And then there was lots of structures built, like the gateway to Hades. But we were standing right up there just a few hours ago. So when I went out to that furthest peak, I was right there, and I walked all that. That's the edge that we walked on, right up there. Just a short distance from the car. Now, right after I turned the camera off, huge rocks just went falling from up there where I was. I don't know if that was man-made, or somebody pushed those off, or if they fell on their own, but it was right back there, and it was loud and lots of them. Thanks for the souvenirs, COVID. You know, and just for the record, if that was someone that threw rocks off of there or pushed a big boulder down, they are a freaking stupid idiot. They could kill somebody easily. And what's the point? Really irritating. But it still doesn't change this awesome view. Sun's about to set. It sure is orange and beautiful. No, I'm not talking about Donald Trump. God. And there's nothing like a big concrete structures with people holding hands and walking their dogs and riding their bikes and running and skateboarding and bicycling and walking their dog and butterflying, el papillon. There's an airplane. The plane. All right, so that's where the river trail, or automobiles have to stop and the river trail begins. And this is right past the Fraternal Order of the Police. Right there. Almost back. And right past the Fraternal Order of Police is the point from which we started the riverfront skate park, and looks like maybe a boat ramp too. Looks like could be a little boat ramp that goes down into the Arkansas River. Well, we've been gone for almost 2 hours, and we've gone 4.5 miles. That is counting the little jot I did to the end of the at the quarry. You could probably nix that, and it might be a quarter mile or so that you would take off the trip. So 4 to 4.5 miles. We did kind of lollygag around a little bit, and yes, that is a boat ramp, but it's a really nice trail. It's well maintained, paved most of the way, asphalted, and then the actual natural part of it was very smooth and nice. Not too many bikers on the hill part, but there are some here on the road, on the river trail. So you just kind of have to watch out for those guys, because they'll just come zipping up by you and like zoom, we don't even know it. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for tagging along, and I will see you on the next one. Later. All right, I'm always kind of a sucker for maps. So this is where we are. We parked right here, walked up Paul Duke Road, did our switchbacks, caught the paved area, and it kind of zigzags in and out. And along the way, we were walking over to the edge and checking out the quarry. And then You get up here, and this is the switchbacks were pretty easy. I would say if you're riding a mountain bike, that's the way to go up. You hit back over here and came back down to our trail. So that, I'd say it was 4 miles, 4.5 miles. See ya.